What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. Y'all keep up with me. It's a lot of twists and turns in this one. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to share this channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Before I get into this, I just want to say everything in this video is alleged. With that being said, let's get right into the story. Even though we are all living and navigating in this world at the same time, we all have different paths, lives, and do things differently. While one person might want a family, house, and nice career, another person might want to be alone and an entrepreneur. It's all about perspective, how you view life, and the things you choose to live for and make important. It's a lot of ways to make a living out here. Some are legit, some are not. For the average working man or woman, they may choose to punch a clock so they can have a steady income, don't have to look over their shoulders or worry about breaking the law. But for some, that slow lifestyle of waiting for a paycheck just doesn't sit right with them. They like fast money and will take chances. While as adults, we all should know it's consequences to all our actions. Some people feel like they will either never be caught doing dirt or the rewards outweigh the risk. For women that play the streets, whether hustling, dancing, or using their body to make ends meet, it's no judgment, but it can definitely be dangerous. While a lot of things can go right for a strong, independent woman out here trying to hold her own, a lot of things can also go wrong. Some people might prey on them or just feel like they are in the way. So some women, especially dancers and others who live a nightlife or have a dangerous profession, might enlist some help, usually a man, to make sure they are protected and straight. But what happens when your illegal hustle turns into you fighting for your life? And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Macon, Georgia to discuss the case of an online date meetup that turned into a fatal revenge plot. Back in 2023, 27-year-old Jada Johnson was navigating life in Georgia. Jada stated to be a sweet young lady who got along with everybody around her way at the Walnut Hill Apartments in Macon. The mother, who wanted to make ends meet to take care of herself and her kids, decided to go the non-traditional route. Not a 9-to-5, but Jada used her looks and her body and posted pictures on online dating sites for pay to play. For those who are not familiar with them terms, basically she was an escort. Most of her dates went smooth. She would make a few $100s every night, and she thought that was enough to support her and her babies. In the winter of 2023, it was business as usual for Jada. She made her post and a man contacted her, who we will call Tay for the sake of the story. He asked could she pull up. She told him a ticket or price. He agreed, but when the man got there, according to Jada, things went left. Tay allegedly upped the gun on her, made her do the service and didn't pay before leaving. Hurt and angry, Jada didn't know where to turn. She knew she couldn't handle the much stronger man herself, so she called a friend to explain the situation. At the time, 39-year-old Wayman Danzy. Wayman, who grew up in Macon, was a father, hard worker who owned his own transportation company. Also big in church and a member of the choir and a gospel rapper. Wayman, with a protective nature, listened to his homegirls, Jada's story, and became enraged that she was taken advantage of. The two allegedly came up with a plan to lure Tay back to the apartment so they could get revenge. On January 20th, 2023, Jada contacted Tay and told him no problem about the other night. She understood and actually she wanted to see him again. Surprisingly, he agreed. When he pulled up to the apartment, Jada opened the door. It was a little dark in the house, but Tay was on point. He had his gun on him. As he was walking to the back room, a man popped out the cut, gun in hand. The two men started fighting and tussling. After a brief struggle, shots went off. A few minutes later, police got a call from neighbors who alerted them about shots fired. They responded to Jada's apartment to find Wayman suffering from gunshot wounds, and unfortunately, he was pronounced gone at the scene. Jada was still at home, and police asked her exactly what happened. According to her, in the interview, she admitted to being an escort. She stated one of her clients, who she pointed to as Tay, had taken advantage of her without paying. She claimed she contacted Wayman, who she described as her protector and pimp, to handle the situation. She alleged he told her to call Tay back, tell him to pull up, everything was cool, and they would rob the man. The problem was, all police had to go on was Jada's word. Wayman was gone, but a cell phone was found at the scene, which belonged to Tay. When police finally got in contact with the man, they brought him in for an interview. He simply stated he wasn't at the house at the time of the shooting. When asked about his phone, he stated he might have lost it. Without Tay admitting to shooting Wayman, police had little to go on and had to go by a law that applies in most states. If you admit to committing a crime and your accomplice loses their life in the process, you will be charged with the hit. And that's exactly what happened. Jada was taken into custody and charged with felony homicide and other charges as well. As the information hit the community, most didn't know Jada was living like that. They all stated they always saw her with her kids every day, and they definitely didn't think Wayman, who was described as a church man and hard-working businessman, was her pimp. But Jada and her lawyer stuck to that story, like him being the one telling her to call back Tay to the house. As the case made its way to court, her attorney argued everything started over $125 that Tay didn't pay her. They described the revenge plot with Wayman, and since most witnesses refused to testify, even Tay, who never cooperated, the whole case became circumstantial, and the hit charge against Jada was dropped. She eventually pled guilty to her role in the situation, to the lesser charge of aggravated assault, and was sentenced to 20 years, all suspended, but 5 to serve in prison. Tay was never charged. Rest in peace to Wayman. I send my prayers and condolences to his kids and family. I'm not sure if Jada was telling the truth about him being in control and coming up with the plan, because he is not here to tell his side of the story. People close to the situation stated he was just a good friend who wanted to help her and lost his life for it. It was never confirmed that Tay did what she said he did, as far as taking advantage of her. There was no reports, and if he did do that, in my opinion, he was a fool to pull back up to her house. As far as Jada, the only thing for certain that is known, she was making a living as an escort, and her profession and decisions changed her life forever. Not only does she have to live with what happened to Wayman, but she also had to leave her kids and sit in prison, even though she made out and didn't get a lot of time. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the situation in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this is a super crazy story. Rest in peace, that man. I definitely send my prayers to his family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. That's another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.